In a seminar aimed at addressing marital issues, couples gathered, seeking solutions for stability and familial warmth. The doctor began by asking the attendees a question as he rose from his seat: if you ever upset your wife, what would you do to make amends and reconcile with her? The husbands penned their answers, each distinct. The first husband responded, I would talk to her, explain my perspective fully, and let her know she did nothing wrong and the blame lies entirely with me. The second's answer was, I would remind her of our beautiful moments together, some unforgettable memories, and tell her how much I love her and how I can't live without her. The third wrote, I would go to her workplace with red roses she adores, hum her favorite song, take her to her favorite restaurant, order her favorite meal, and spend the entire day with her, giving her the feeling that I left the whole world behind to express my deep regret and apology. The fourth man answered, I would buy her an expensive gift, embellish it lavishly, and encourage her to take numerous pictures with the gift, perhaps a video to post on her social media, earning her likes and making her feel happy and subsequently reconcile with me. The doctor read all the answers amidst faint smiles from the husbands and sighs from the wives. He continued reading until he found a paper from a man in his 30s that was blank except for his name and age. The doctor asked in astonishment, why didn't you answer the question? Don't you want to do something to make amends with your wife? The women's eyes bore into the young man, filled with anger, while the men feared he might say he didn't care to reconcile, highlighting their romantic gestures against his apparent indifference. An eerie silence fell before the young man spoke with deep sorrow. You know, I have always loved my wife, more than I love myself, but I never knew how to reconcile or make amends with her. His answer was met with disapproving murmurs. Even the doctor wanted to inquire why he attended the seminars. But the young man continued, before our marriage, my wife was the most beautiful dream of my life. Each day I dreamed of being with her. When my marriage proposal was accepted, I felt like I owned the world. On our engagement day, my heart almost stopped from the happiness, and on our wedding day, she was the most beautiful girl in the world. I was sure everyone envied me for her love. A few months after the wedding, we started arguing frequently. She was patient and forgiving, but I let her down. Once, after a heated argument, she screamed at me, I don't see you anymore. You don't matter to me. I didn't care much then, placated her with a few words, and left her. Later, a major problem arose, and again I failed her. This time, she didn't get angry or scream. Instead, she completely withdrew into silence, and our interactions became cold and functional, focused only on our children. She started distancing herself. I thought it best since she was still at home, our children were fine, and I believed this phase would pass without affecting us. However, a week later, I woke up to the worst day of my life. My wife lay beside me, not as usual. When I tried to wake her, she was cold as ice. She had passed away next to me, unnoticed, just as I had never noticed her feelings when she lived. At her funeral, I heard her friends speak highly of her, realizing I had overlooked the blessing God had given me. My wife had hoped for my happiness, but I failed her in every real test. She loved me and our children genuinely, but I was selfish, thinking only of my comfort. Perhaps if I had exerted some effort to please her, she wouldn't have suffered psychological pain or depression.